Hello, my name is Adriana Smith, and this is my speech. What do To Kill a Mockingbird, Of Mice and Men, Animal Farm, and many other books have in common? These are all books that are banned in America and at certain schools. This has been an issue for centuries around America. It has recently been stirring up all over many news outlets. Books are an escape for young children. It leads them to become creative and develop literature through other outlets. Schools in America should not be allowed to ban books so adolescents can learn all types of literature. In this speech today, I will be covering how all books should be accessible for teachers and students to teach and learn all subjects, that banning books in schools around America take away the learning of culture, place, and people, that the government should implement a law or policy on controlling school districts' ban on books around America to give access to all students to learn and imagine what they interpret from literature, and how this will be beneficial to all students and teachers. Students, because it opens their eyes to different things, makes them curious about the world. For teachers, it lets them teach their curricular to their students in many different ways. So first, I want to talk about how banning books in America has harmed students. America is known for free speech, and to say anything through writing or speech should be allowed. If a book is banned, then children are not being allowed to use all their resources to expand their knowledge to the highest levels. Reading books helps develop a child's imagination and helps them learn the history of different cultures. Loris Vazzali from the Journal of Applied Social Psychology writes, one study found that reading J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter series was frequently challenged for religious concerns about witchcraft, improved attitudes about immigrants, homosexuals, and refugees. Even popular books are being considered to get banned. The Harry Potter series explores many different views, but ultimately strikes the imagination to different kinds of levels. Taking this away from schools does not allow students the same opportunity to learn. An author of the name Akila Aline from the website AmericanProgress.org writes, in Texas, for example, at least 713 books have been banned from public schools and school districts. And school boards' attempt to censor books have triggered a systematic review of hundreds of books in every school district in the entire state. If children in certain districts do not get the same experience as others in their district, their learning experience of culture, history, and what others have encountered will be different. Their knowledge of the real world will be a facade. If parents want to shelter their own children, they have the right to do that, but not giving access to all children is unfair for those who want to learn about all things. There is a solution for this problem, where the government can help school districts control the ban on books, which will allow students to explore at their own pace and own imagination. If the government puts a policy in place for the United States in total, where there is a strict, long process of banning books, it will allow books that help adolescents learn from getting banned for irrelevant reasons. If the government can control the public schools in America, banning books should be at the top priority for the education of young Americans. Brenda Alvarez from NEA Today writes, across the country, certain politicians and parent groups continue to distract, fuel fear, and divide citizens by challenging books that represent marginalized and oppressed people. If a policy would be put in place for politicians and parent groups, they would have a tougher time to take books off the shelf. Books can be one of the most helpful learning tools in education. It engages our minds and lets us explore at our own pace. If the government puts a policy in place, this will help all students find their own creativity and imagination. Having a policy in place puts the knowledge of history, controversial topics, and different worldviews at our fingertips. Adolescents will gain a deeper meaning of the world on the page. It will also help children find emotions and relatability to books. A writer for the website Maryville Pauperette of the name Chisa writes, for students, banning books means narrowing their worldview. For teachers, it means an ever-changing curriculum and fear of personal choices. Book banning is one of the most common ways to censor education. If education becomes censored, how will students learn about their family's ethnicity or explore controversial topics that have occurred? Adolescents from a young age need to explore all types of literature to form opinions and ideas. Viewpoints from different authors can help teenagers gauge what they want from the world, and censoring certain topics will shield them from forming actual opinions and views. In conclusion, banning books should not be allowed in public schools, and all adolescents should have a chance to gauge what they want to read and what time they want to read different topics of books. Culture, diversity, viewpoint are all things that authors explore to teach young adolescents and help them from an imagination and have creative minds. Banning books harms the young. By applying a policy of stricter rules on banning books, this will help authors and educators teach our students different topics that explore different times in different eras. If we give students the opportunity to read all types of literature and do not shelter them, it becomes their choice, and not those of whoever restricted them. They gain their own freedom of learning and escaping into their own world through words. If you think banning books should not be allowed, you can support Banned Books online with a donation of any amount, or even attend the Banned Book Week program, which stands up for banned books in your community. Thank you so much.